Hey guys, I've got a challenge in, and it's a rated one. So we're going normal repertoire from Pawnish_Gambino, and we have a Caro-Kann. So, is this a follower? If it is, it may be up on the von Hennig Gambit. Okay, so we have a Caro-Kann on the board. So I'm going to use this as part of my life or death speed run. Okay. So, e6 here on move 3. It seems very quiet. I mean, I think the natural move is this. It's always good to identify the natural move. Why is that natural? Well, it prevents the knight from coming out to f6. It shuts down this pawn, which then shuts in this bishop. But in the Caro-Kann, you very often expect the pawn to come from c6 to c5 and try and undermine our pawn structure in the center here, particularly seeing as I can't play c3. This does look very natural. However, if takes, I can recapture with a knight, like a bit of kind of reverse, kind of open Sicilian kind of deal. That also gets the knight out of the way of there. I could also develop my bishop so that if pawn takes here, I can recapture with the bishop. My queen defends that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so they pin the knight. I have knight e2. Sorry, knight g. Well, no, it's not knight g e2. It's knight e2 because knight c e2 is an illegal move. So the notation would be knight e2. I think breaking the pin makes some sense. I mean, this bishop doesn't really know where it belongs yet. It does have a choice of squares right now. Oh, this one is not on, but I could just do this as well and say, okay, bishop, are you serious? I think that's my choice, actually. I'm going to do that. I'm going to prioritize development over being a scaredy wuss-wuss. Okay, now takes here, I've got this. Pushes, I can retreat my bishop. So let's get the king castle. Let's play principled stuff. Opponent's rated 1206, by the way, so this is a 4-12 game for me. Now, takes here, I can recapture with the knight or the bishop because now the king has stepped out of the way of the pin. So the pin is no longer on. There we go. And as we've already agreed, I can just retreat the bishop. But let's also, got loads of time, let's consider any other things. I don't think there's anything else to consider really, to be honest. And again, if pawn takes here, I have knight takes. If they're there, oops. If they give up the bishop and I capture, then this pawn does just hang. But my knight has a lovely square in the middle. Now I think black missed a trick there by not capturing. So e5 now looks really tempting, right? Because quite honestly, this pawn, well, it doesn't hang. It's like a second degree undefended piece because black can remove the defender with ease. So let's push. Let's push. I'm not worried about this. This is well defended, knight and queen. If you want to take here, that suits me down to the ground. That's absolutely fine. We have, by the way, a closed center. And with this move as well, preventing f6, and with black now playing knight ge7, all of black's pieces, apart from this one rook here, are kind of on the wrong side of the wall, right? They're north of the wall. So what that means is we can maybe develop, we can maybe start to think about planning an assault on these three pawns maybe. So do I want to bring my queen out into the board, or do I want to bring maybe my dark squared bishop out into the board first? So I'm not scared of any of this stuff. Now this knight could, to be fair, go here. But bishop g5 would prevent that for the time being. So that's the way I'm leaning, because it pins the knight on the queen, right? And I think either of these moves would be a good thing for me. So I'm quite happy with my development here. This is move 9. Oh, and look at the... Okay, so he's broken the pin, But again, moved the queen behind the wall. Now my light squared bishop is a little stuck, but look at where my pieces are. All on the right side. You know, and where's this king going to go? I mean, black could play this and long castle, but then I might have ideas of my own. We'll see. I think I'm just going to tickle this bishop. See if it's... there we go. And now we have closed, 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 right? Okay, in comes the knight. And here it comes. Okay. He's trying to eradicate that knight. It's in the way of any future attacks. The knight really doesn't have anywhere good to go. It can go back, that's it. Also, this recapture on b2 to c3 opens up the b file, which then discourages long castles, I would say. Apart from the fact that it's right now illegal because the king would have to pass through check from my bishop, so that's not on. So if knight takes here, I've got bishop takes. It's still okay. There we go. Now I have the bishop pair. And I'm just now thinking about f4, f5. However, I really don't want to wake up this bishop and this rook. I want to leave them in their boxes. So I'm thinking something like bishop here, queen f3, target this. This all looks good. Lovely bishops. If black castles here, the queen is the only defender of this knight. You have to make a mental note of that. Might put my rook on the semi-open file right now, but I don't think it's critical. Wow. Really? Now there is a hung pawn here. What's more, if I could get my queen like here, bishop takes there, and then that as well would really open things up. Or f4, f5. Should I just take... I'm pretty sure I should take the pawn. Reason is it's the back of this pawn chain. And this pawn chain is now in my way. The king has now placed himself like in the shelter of the wall, right? So now this wall is actually an inconvenience to me, although black has compromised his situation now. But should I be getting my queen? No, I think I just have to take the pawn. I want to split up his pawns. Okay. He's kind of attacking my bishop. Here, if he takes the bishop, queen takes there. King there is the only move, and then... Oh no, I don't have that. Here, and if knight takes, f takes, opens up my rook. Here, knight takes, queen takes. I mean, there is a... I think I just have to do this. I think I do. There's no actual... I mean, I could put the bishop here, actually. I was going to say there's no safe place for the bishop, but I do have g5. And it's quite a good bishop, because it's covering these two squares. But let's say I do this and h6 is played. Do I want to drop it all the way back? I just don't know. No, I think I'm just going to play this. I don't know what my opponent's going to do. I'm attacking that, but it's defended right now by the knight. I kind of like him to take the bishop. Might drop the bishop back here in case knight takes, f takes. Or bishop down, knight takes, h takes, and then I've got the f5, f4, f5 break to come. That might be better. In general, it is generally better to recapture with the edge pawn with a castle king, because you are actually a bit safer down the h file than you are moving the f pawn, right? Opponent says strong move with that queen move. My bishop is now in some peril. If I attack the rook now, rook comes to here. I could just take it out, take, but then knight takes, hitting my queen. My queen's on g6. Here, rook comes here, takes, takes. Didn't see this move, trapping my bishop in. I can also take here, which further exposes the king. Also pins the knight after king takes. There, king takes, queen here. He's going to have to take, I think, then. And then I might just wait. Should I chuck this in first? Save that bishop and lodge it on an outpost, because now there's no pawns, you see, that can worry this bishop. He might do this, he might do rook f8, in which case I've got a couple of options. I've got takes, I get 2 pawns for my bishop. Or I've got takes, check. And he's only got 3 options, so he's almost certain to capture the bishop. I kind of like this one though. Get more for my money. King's gone on the run again, look. Now takes here, and his not only is his bishop joining in the game, but it opens up his other rook, so I'm not really keen on that plan. I feel like I want a rook on b1. The king's now starting to run out of squares. But the rook hangs. I'm just having it. I think that was an oversight, actually. I think that was an oversight by... I didn't even notice that I was attacking the rook then. Okay, queen takes. I can now save my bishop, right? So how did I miss that? Really not. I didn't have a great night's sleep last night. Okay, bishop is activated. Right. Now, a load of stuff has changed. Let's just rewind a little bit. So after that, so the idea is he's trapping this. Yeah, I knew I was attacking the rook. Oops. I knew I was attacking the rook, and I thoroughly expected him to move the rook here. He didn't do that, he moved the king. Okay, so let us take stock. I have a really nice bishop here, controlling squares deep in my opponent's territory. This queen cannot get round here or round here. So the issue is now that we have this big barricade in the middle of the board, which is, you know, I'm the one on the offensive now, and I want this gone, but there's nothing I can do. So the question is, right, we treat this as an immovable object for now. There's no real pawn breaks. f4, f5 is too far off, and then also f5 is well defended. But also, this side of the board is kind of good for me. So I'm feeling like what I need to do now is... Hello. Wow, that was a complete slip. I did not notice that I'd made that move and I hung my queen. So, there you go, go figure. Right, I'm going to put my queen... Wow, that was bizarre. I'm going to tell my opponent. Wow. Okay. So I think the general idea now is get the queen around here, maybe push this pawn up, and use my at least queen and one rook, and try and attack over here now, because now he's moved his stuff over to the king side. I think I want to be over here. Right, so I don't know about pushing the pawn first. Maybe rook fb1 first, queen to here, I don't know. Anyway, what's he going to do? If he's planning a kingside assault, I don't believe that. My bishop has good control over these squares, so does my queen. Okay, off goes the king again. Right. My hunch is this. Means it's a pressure point, right? I'm okay. Now he's got two defenders on there. What does this change? It means the queen is now the only defender of this. Doesn't really change much. Do we double up? Do we push on? I think pushing on. I think queen over here. Maybe to there. No, knight guards. If I push and he pushes. This pawn is defended only by the knight. Can I just dislodge the knight now? Is this a bit rash? Knight can't go back there, right? If I play g4 and hit the knight, it can go there, but then I take and hit the knight again from another angle. g4, that's out. g4, this I don't really believe, because I take the pawn. Rook there isn't even on. g4 is. g4 is sold. So I don't know what I did with that queen blunder. Oh, interesting. Right. Now I can't do this. So these squares are out. I've got to go onto a light square. Or here. Or here. So here, knight there. Maybe it's time to do this now. And try and infiltrate on that side of the board. Let's do a sanity check. I think we're okay. I think I've got enough stuff. I'm actually a pawn up on this side as well. Yeah, this is there's nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong with this picture. Yeah, the knight can come there with check. But then I can come here, attack the knight. It comes back with check. I go there. The knight is going to have to retreat, so here I'm not threatening check, but I'm threatening to come in like this. I think we're okay. I think I can handle any assault with a solo knight. That's a possibility, but I don't know. I don't need that rook there. The rook can come back, maybe even h1, something like that. h1, g1. There we go. Or do we just hit the knight? If I play rook d1, out, maybe there, out and out. So if I play rook d1, knight has to come back there. Kind of hits my bishop though. There's not a lot I can do about that right now. Or do I do this and say have the knight, sorry, have the rook, I'm coming in with check. I come in with check. Pretty much forces the king here. Right, so I do this, you take there, I come in here, King goes back there. No. Or here, knight takes rook, rook takes rook, but still, this bishop pawn lock is quite strong. Attack, he comes back and hits my bishop. Fair enough. Opening up the board is not the end of the world for me. Here you take bishop, I come back with check, king moves, I recapture the knight. Yep. So I don't have this move right now because of where that knight is, but I can also kick that knight. I always kick that knight, which pretty much I think forces it to take the bishop. I'm down to 4.5 minutes as well. But I am up. I'm up an exchange and a pawn right now. I'm liking f3. Just solidify this pawn, kick the knight away. Okay, I have this. King goes away. I capture. Maybe queen captures back. Kind of removes the queen a little bit from the picture. That's what we thought. Okay, I have to take the knight. I could try and force the queens off here. I could play rook e1, attacking this as well. Hey Morgan. Okay, I think I like this move. Yes, this bishop's actually bad. It's still stuck behind his, although we've removed one pawn here, still stuck behind there. So I think rook there certainly makes sense. But then I even have ideas of doubling up the rooks. So the difference here is I'm now only up an exchange. I've lost a pawn in that transaction. I'm still thinking about a5, a6. It feels slow. He just pushes a pawn. Well, he can't do that right now because, so a5, he could just block. He's got this as well. I push. Yep. Saw that. There. And then this. Actually, I had this already. This would have just... Oi, oi, oi. That would have won a pawn and forced the queens off the board. Why didn't I just do that? I'm on 5 minutes 11. Come on, that's heaps of time. Let's do it now. Queen takes. I recapture. Yes, you win a pawn, but what about this now? No easy way to defend. Bishop's attacking that, so we need to be a little bit careful. I know. That's the only defense, I think. Alright, that is a counterattack. Okay, now I can defend my pawn. Why not? Pawns do matter. Pawn lives matter at this point in the game. Right, even if he defends here, I've got king g3, king takes g4. Although not immediately, because that actually hangs this pawn as well. I don't want him to take this pawn. I don't want him to get a foothold on 7th, really. He does have a way through, though, if he wants it. Okay. check. Rook blocks doesn't work, bishop blocks doesn't work. So check. He has to move the king off the back rank. Don't know if that helps me. Let's throw in a pawn move. Just while I think. Okay. Let's pin the bishop. Now he has to defend the bishop with the king. Okay. My pawn's on a dark square, so I'm okay there. I'm going to push the king up. Also gets it off a light square. Just prevents any temptation. I feel like I want to drop this rook back somehow. Maybe to here. There, something like that. Try and trade it off. Ooh, attack this pawn, he moves, I come here. Yeah, that's okay. Or he comes here. Then I just come back, I think. See, now the bishop, there's no way that this bishop can move with check because my king is on a dark square. And that is just removing options and opportunities for my opponent. I think this is the best move. Then I'm going to come back here and pin the bishop. The rook is undefended, so the bishop is completely pinned. He's pushed. Okay, it's time to engage the other rook. Also, his rook is somewhat out of options. Now I can take this pawn. He can take here. Okay. He's forking two pawns. This one comes with a continuity as well. I'm thinking, do I have time for this? There, he takes a pawn. Let's come down. I want to defend this guy for now. In fact, he can't take the pawn because it hangs the bishop. This is the problem. This is like a double pin that neither piece can move. Okay. So now I think I'm just going to come in this way. Might stick my own rook on 7th or 2nd. Right? I might come in here. That's actually winning because I just win the bishop. Can I do this anyway? Bishop moves, I win the rook. Or at least bishop comes here or here, we just trade off. Now we have to review our pawn structure quite urgently. I think the key is eliminate the g-pawn and promote Harry. I think that's the plan. It's the general strategy in the endgame. King has to defend that. Bishop is in trouble. I think his best option is to do something like this. Trade off. His king can eliminate this. That is a potential concern. But then if I get a rook here, he's going to have a king probably in front of his runner. His runner's going to be the a6 pawn. So if his king does this, and if I got time to get a rook here, his king can't step out of the way of the pawn to allow the pawn forward. That's the problem. And I stick my rook maybe like here, actually, and then his king's completely trapped. So in fact, if he goes here, I can take on there. If he takes, I've got here, and his king's utterly trapped. That's a good plan. And then my king is just free to cause mayhem. Also, my rook on his on the dark square, so we're good. Wow, wow, wow. And that, my friends, hangs the bishop. So I'm going to capture with that rook. And now I have check, so he can't go there, he can't go there. If I go rook here, he's got two options. If I go here, though, he can only go there, right? Then I win a pawn. This should be a completely winning situation. The question is which way? There. He takes. I come in with check. King has to go here. Or there. King's forced there. I take with check. I think either is probably fine. I'm up a rook. I just have to make sure he doesn't promote. Might even be worth just defending. I don't know. I don't know. I might have to calculate a little bit here. There's only one legal move. He has to do that. And then I'm going to capture this pawn with check. Then his king must go there, as the aforementioned, and then rook here. He either takes the pawn or he goes there, but that king is now imprisoned and then might have this, ooh, yeah, to defend the c3 pawn. I think we're okay. Does that all make sense? This is forced. I do this. He can't, yeah, okay, I do this. He now has to go on to there. Right, now, this is what I'm thinking. Here, he takes, his king is stuck. This pawn is stuck. I drop my rook back here. Yeah. He can take this pawn, right? I drop down to here to defend this pawn. Now it's just a question of pushy push, eliminate Gary, and push ahead. On for the win. But in fact, also I have a checkmate threat. Okay. Right. So this is my idea. I want to take this pawn without losing that one. Interesting. Right. Now we have to take our shoes and socks off. So take, take. Okay, he's going to be, but then I just drop my rook back. I can always eliminate that pawn and I can always eliminate Gary. So it's actually, we don't even have to calculate here. The question is, I've got to prevent him from taking that out. So my only job here is to get this pawn out of the way. Okay, I'm not worried about that pawn. I can always play rook f1. Okay, so now it's a foot race. Yeah. He plays a2, I play rook f1. His king can't block. I am going to get myself a queen. He isn't. He should have actually taken out this pawn, I think. And after I promote, this pawn is then defended too. But I don't think he's going to be able to resist a mobile queen. Okay. Okay, the pawn is defended. Now the c pawn is his only hope. But okay, let's have a jolly good think now. I've got 5 minutes 15 and an increment. Okay, the queen defends this, so I can give check. But that does undefend the a1 square. If I come here, he can't defend that pawn. He pushes, I capture. Again, my rook can give up its life. I can stick my queen here, and as long as this pawn is gone, yeah, I think we're winning. Okay. See, it's a very different kind of logic you have to employ in the endgame. Really interesting. So, yeah, well played, mate. Well played. Good game. Well, there were definitely a couple of howlers in there from my point of view. So I don't know if I played, what am I, 1418 now? I don't know if I played 1400. Yeah, they stand out like sore thumbs. There we go. Okay, and that was just a slip. But what was this one? That's a mistake. Because of is it queen here? Man. But then I have this, right? King G1 is forced. No! Oh my lord! Oh, I missed that. Did you spot that one? I did not spot that one. That is great. Wow. Yeah. So like we said, this is the next move I played. Get the damn queen off the board, right? Solidify, cash in your advantage. I had no idea that was a mistake, but good lord. And this is a really nice little puzzle as well. Okay, so after this, I have to play King G1 and give up. Wow, well that's going in a study, I tell you, in terms of attacking. Goodness me. I mean, it's actually removing the defender puzzle. Yeah, and that's what he played, and then I did that. Because I can't defend the rook. If I try and defend the rook, I get mated in the corner. Beautiful. But anyway, so just how did we do? 69 from me. Ooh, yeah, 1200 performance. But there we go. I mean, one genuine, complete, just mistake. But that one, that's a beauty. If my opponent had spotted that, well-deserved win. Because that's what it would have been, and he's still attacking this. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that. Hope you picked up one or two things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.